Wednesday, March 27th, 2024. You are listening to the Daly Dose Sports Podcast, and I am your host, Clint Daly, coming to you from the Mile High City here in Denver, Colorado, and we are back for another week of talking sports with a dose of common sense. Hey, happy Wednesday to you. Hope your week is going well. Hope it is off to a good start. Hope you, your family, your friends, you are all staying strong. You are all staying healthy. Of course, we have Easter coming up this next weekend. Maybe you're off for Good Friday this week. Hope it is going well in your world right now. But let me ask you this. How are those March Madness brackets looking? Do you have some good kindling to keep you warm if you need to light that fire? Because I'm telling you, that was a rough opening weekend. You know, I knew this 2024 NCAA tournament was going to be unpredictable, and it has been exactly that. I mean, teams that we thought were capable of being contenders are already gone. And teams we thought might be Cinderellas are also already gone. And some of the teams that looked like they were limping into the tournament, kind of running on fumes, not looking all that strong, they're still going. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And we are now to the Sweet 16. And so I want to take a brief look. How are those Daly Dose brackets looking in our Daly Dose Bracket Challenge? And right now, I'm going to update those standings for you. Currently, through that first weekend, we have Manu the Great's picks. He is tied for first place. They have UConn as their champion. They are tied with Jimmy's expert bracket. Both are tied for first. Jimmy's expert bracket, which I'm assuming that's young Jimmy. Maybe that's just an assumption on my part, but I'm assuming that's him. He has Houston as his champ. So Houston and UConn right now on top of the bracket. Lulu's winning bracket has Purdue, and they are currently in third place, pretty solid. Jay Daly, which I actually believe might be Mrs. Daly Dose, is in fourth place. They have Arizona. Mama Joy and Jackson's picks are in fifth place. They both have the Houston Cougars. And they are also tied for fifth place with Mark Niners, who also has Arizona. All three of those are tied for fifth place in our bracket. And then Billy O is in, I guess it would be, eighth place? And Billy O has UConn. You know, what is crazy about this year, and I'm not trying to blow fake smoke or anything like that, but what's crazy about this year is every year, myself and Big Rob, we are usually contenders in the bracket challenge. And right now, me and Big Rob are doing very, very poorly this year. I don't know what it is. Maybe we went too upset happy. I don't know, but it is a crazy, crazy year in our brackets. We're always up there. Right now, not doing so well. My bracket is crashing and burning hard. But I will also say this. Remember, the first weekend does not a bracket champion make. You must finish strong with the championship game to really give yourself a chance. Because I've seen a lot of brackets looking strong first day, looking strong first weekend, and then the next weekend they lose all their contenders and they're out. They finish, worse than everyone else. So you really have to have those late picks come through because those late picks are what give you the points. We can still see some big, big changes. Remember, we will be sending a Daly Dose basketball t-shirt to our winner, so long as our winner, actually tunes in and listens and find out that won. So I'm telling you, make sure that you keep checking in. My bracket is going to be heating up my home in the fireplace because my bracket is just flaming hot garbage. I don't know where it went so wrong, but I know that these things happen. Speaking of kindling, I want to get into one story real quick before we jump fully in. Did anyone see some of the stuff that ESPN was putting out over the weekend? Because I have kind of a love-hate relationship with ESPN. Mostly, I love to hate ESPN. But ESPN posted on their social media platform that people are more excited about the women's NCAA tournament than the men's NCAA tournament this year. Hey, there is no question. with teams like South Carolina and LSU and Iowa and superstars like Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese and Juju Watkins, that the women's game is getting some much needed excitement. And make no mistake, it is much needed. Cool. I'm happy for the women's game. I am glad that people are actually kind of excited about women's basketball. I've told you, I coached girls basketball at the high school level. And I can tell you this, when you are playing a game, and a lot of times they would do double headers with the varsity. So you would have the girls play varsity, and then you would have the guys come in and play. And so many times administration would come to us and tell us, hey, this week, we're going to switch that up. We're going to have the guys go first, and then the girls get the primetime slot. Great. And I would go tell my players, hey, great news. We get the primetime slot this week. And they'd go, ugh, we don't want it. What do you mean you don't want it? You're going to be in prime time. They go, do you know how disrespectful it is when the guys are playing to a packed house and about midway through the first quarter, everyone leaves? We'd rather be the first game. We'd rather play first and then have our big crowd for the fourth quarter. And so I actually started pushing for that. But again, I understand sometimes the girls get slighted as far as excitement around the program, as far as excitement around their game. People are going to watch guys more. That's just how it is. So don't get me wrong. I am excited that women's basketball is getting more eyes on their product. I genuinely am. They need some excitement. Okay, so ESPN comes out and they say, hey, there's actually more excitement this year for the women's tournament than the men's tournament. I mean, you can say there's more excitement this year, maybe than ever before in the history of the women's tournament. Cool. I'll totally agree with you on that. But when you say there's more excitement for the women than the men, okay, I understand that a lot of people want that to be true. I understand that there are a lot of people that have an agenda and they're like, I want women's sports to be more exciting than men's sports. I get it. I really, really do. They might have a little bit of an agenda, but I understand it. Because here's the problem. Let's look at actual facts. And again, I'm not trying to dog on the women's game. I'm really not. I'm happy for them. But on ESPN, the women's tournament had 3 million people fill out a bracket this year. That's pretty impressive. I know here at the Dose, we didn't actually do that. Maybe in the future we would consider it. I don't know. But that's pretty impressive. 3 million brackets filled out. I mean, no wonder they're saying the women's tournament is more popular. 3 million brackets. Are you kidding me? It's a ton. Oh, wait. The men had 22 million brackets filled out. Okay, that doesn't seem like even as much excitement, let alone more than. That seems like less than, right? Okay, well, let's take a look at the television ratings, because obviously this must be about TV ratings, right? Well, in the opening round, the women are getting like 1.5 million viewers per game. Again, this is way better than we've ever seen. But wait, because the men are getting over 9 million viewers per game. Okay, so trying to figure this out. Based on actual facts, not what we're hoping for or what we're feeling inside. I feel like the women have more excitement. Now, you can feel however you want, but based on facts, I'm not getting where all the excitement is. I mean, are we just going to pretend that it's more exciting? Because factually, it isn't. You're not getting people filling out brackets. You're not getting as many viewers. You're certainly not getting as many people in the stands. So where is the excitement that you claim you have? Look, like I said, I'm happy for the women's tournament. I'm happy, most of all, for the kids playing. That they have some eyes on what they're doing. That they're getting recognized for doing a great job. Here is the problem. You don't have to make these dumb comparisons. It's stupid, and it isn't based in reality. And you know what it does? It hurts the product. When you come out and you say, we're getting more excitement than the men, everyone pushes back and goes, no, you're not. And now I don't even want to watch it because you're lying and you're being stupid. You're not helping the situation. Just rejoice in it. Just be excited. It was like the Caitlin Clark, Pete Maravich thing. You don't have to compare apples to oranges. You can just say, hey, this apple is great. Let's enjoy this apple. Instead of going, oh, and by the way, it's better than that. No, it's not. And no one thinks it is. You know, these people think they're helping the women's game. But when you're blatantly lying, you're not. Just enjoy whatever tournament you want to enjoy. But you ain't got to lie, Craig. There's no reason to. Hey, before we jump in today, just want to remind you, make sure you are stopping by DailyDoseSports.com, where we have new articles going up every week. In fact, this week, I put out an article about the state of college basketball among the major programs here in Colorado. They're going to have some work they have to do this offseason. They both had very solid seasons, but they've got a little bit of work they're going to have to take care of. You can go find that on DailyDoseSports.com, but we also have links to the podcast. We have links to the YouTube video, and yes, we have links to Daly Dose gear. You might need a t-shirt. Now, we have more t-shirts than just the one that you see here in the Daly Dose studio. We've got basketball t-shirts, we've got football t-shirts, number of items over there, and you can pick it in whatever color you want. Maybe you want like a sweatshirt. Maybe you need a hoodie. Nice, warm hoodies over there as well. Make sure you're stopping by DailyDoseSports.com every single week and checking in with what is going on over there. Okay, YouTube, this week on The Dose, we've actually got some news we need to talk about. Yes, we're going to be talking about that Shohei Ohtani story, which is actually pretty wild. We've got some stories coming out of the NFL, in college football, and then we're actually going to go back to college basketball. We're going to be previewing the Sweet 16 and maybe taking a brief look into the Elite Eight, trying to get an idea of what we might expect over there. Plus, we do have a Daly Dose Top 5. You know, in this NCAA tournament this year, we've already seen some very impressive performances. Today, our Daly Dose Top 5 is going to be counting down some performances that you just might have forgotten. So make sure you go over and check out the rest of the podcast. I will leave a link here in the comments on YouTube for you. Hope you all are doing well. I will see you all next Wednesday. Have a great week.